Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to staying in front of you. To be honest, I did not expect, let's say, this big audience before I got the, let's say, email from Daniel, from other guys that you can see these papers. So it's a pleasure for me to share with you. I pick up just one topic: how to develop, how to increase, how to expand your security operational center. And this is the reason why I maybe choose the different size of these letters, because my responsibility as a sales engineer from Microfocus is to take care of the customer sitting in CE or Central Eastern Europe. And I was, during my career, visited mostly Slovenia, Croatia, Serbia as well. So I saw many times that there are big differences between how customers are operating their security centers. So I will share with you my, let's say, findings, my, let's say, worries, what I found based on these visits of customer, what they maybe did not in a proper way. And of course, Microfocus, I am not sure whether you are familiar with this company, but I believe that you are familiar with the company that is called Hewlett-Packard or Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. And Microfocus was or is the company that merged together with the software division of Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. And from the security perspective, Microfocus has the broad portfolio from you are, I believe you are familiar with the ArcSight for CM solution, log management solution, application security as a Fortify, and data security from voltage area. So when I look at, let's say, on this topic, how to develop, how to expand the security operational center, I pick up these slides, and I believe that none of you have these maybe sophisticated big screen and large team sitting in front of these screens 24/7. But I believe that based on the usage of ArcSight solution, you are able to deal with the situation with the, let's say, the aim how to operate security operational center. So when you start to think about how to create, how to develop a security operational center, the first of all, I think that everything depends on the money, about the cost, about the investment. So when we look at, I pick up just a few of the phrases like team size. Everybody will look at, okay, how I will invest into the team size, how many headcounts I will, let's say, get from the top management, what skills these person should have. Start with a junior team, or should I ask some partners for helping me to develop a security operational center? And also when it is, maybe, can we change it? So is this working better? Hopefully. So this is the first part that mostly represents, let's say, the people, or something what we can influence on the people side. The second maybe column represents what is the primary purpose of establishing the security operational center. Main, let's say, some of the triggers can be, I don't know, compliance, or to be more safe, to be safe against some intelligence threats, and your, let's say, security operational center and its skills, its capabilities depends of how do you want to invest and how much do you want to invest into hardware and software tools. And it's related really much with what skills are on people's side. Also, everything depends, and based on what I got from you, from customer, everything depends on what do you want to be connected to your security operational center. Some customers are willing to connect just the IT infrastructure. Some of the customers are willing to connect also non-IT devices like, I don't know, card readers, cameras, and so on. Every these, let's say, thought or consideration related to operational cost of operational center. And as I mentioned, some triggers are coming from regulation, from company rules, what is the interoperability between IT development, IT operations, and IT security. And I do not want to forget on compliance. So when we maybe summarize these three columns, you will find that the most important pillars in how to operate intelligent security operations center is people, technology, and processes. And I would like to maybe deep dive into these three parts. And before I start with this, maybe let's look at what Security Operational Center main goal is. It's a centralized unit that deals with the security issue on organization and technology level. It's a phrase that is coming from Wikipedia, and I believe that it's mostly fit to what let's say, the primary objective of Security Operational Center is. And I pick up into this slide the most important, let's say, the picture that I think that everyone who is thinking about how to operate security operations has to weight all of these four aspects: how to prevent against the threat attacks, to be, let's say, prevented against these threats as much as possible, with the, let's say, weight, with the cost, with the size of the team, and all of these aspects that I previously presented. The same belongs to detection of the threats. It means that we want to detect as quick, as early as possible these threat attacks. And also we need to have such, let's say, the tools that people are able to operate for analyzing these attacks and response as, if it is possible, to respond to these attacks automatically. So when we start with the people, what I saw in many cases from the customer, that they start to build security operations center, they start up with the, let's say, the fresh guy within the organization, and it's let's say the crucial mistake that these guys are not able to get the whole context from where they should get the contextual information, where is situated the infrastructure, and they complain to the guys or to partners that implementing security operational center, that it's not fitting their expectations. So my let's say the message to you is that you have to have at least one senior guy that will help to other guys within the security operational team to exchange these information, to help them to exchange the knowledge, information about your infrastructure, about your use cases that you want or you can to develop. I try this. So, if we are talking about the people, I think that one of the things that is really, really important is that for the people that are sitting in front of the security operational center monitors, it has to be, let's say, visualized, easy to read what happened in their infrastructure. It means to make the things as easy as possible, as readable, as visualized as possible. You can see on that screen that this is the example of the user activities. You can see on the left side the names of the users.
that are doing some activities connecting through the firewalls or VPNs, and you can get also the context from where are these users connected to these infrastructures. So based on these simple, let's say, visualization, you can give to your team members within the Security Operational Center really easy to consume the information, what's happened, whether they should deep dive and analyze whether these, let's say, user behavior is correct or not. And if we are talking about how to simplify the daily work to the people, to member in the Security Operational Center, it's good to mention that also all of these, let's say, infrastructure tools and devices are sending regularly, or we are collecting logs and events from these devices. And you can see on the top of this slide that every vendor, every device generates the different type of logs, and for analytics for the team that is sitting in front of security operational monitors, it's really hard to be trained to be able to read all of let's say vendors' devices and its logs. So our recommendation from the Microfocus and from ArcSight perspective is give to your team, give to your analytics team the strengths tool that will normalize and categorize all logs into the same format, and it will be really easy to read, to understand what's going on, whether the communication, for example, here is the communication from two firewalls, and you can see that both examples are completely different source log. And when it is normalized and categorized, you will get the information whether this communication was denied successfully or failed outcomes. And it's much more easy to analyze, it's much more easy to search this data and to get context of what's happened. When we look at on the people side of, let's say, Security Operational Center development, or how to increase or expand the team size, it's a typical question that I am getting from many of customers. We are operating some CM solution. We are having something what we can slightly call Security Operational Center, maybe not 24 hours times 7, but we are pretty, let's say, mature in that, but we have let's say less headcount that we wanted to have. So on the right side, you can see some of the triggers, some of the, let's say, arguments for your top management that you can use and you can address to your management. I think that currently mostly resonates GDPR legislation and compliance with this regulation. So this is one of the, let's say, example that you can use how to convince your top management to invest into headcount to be situated within the security operational team. Also, sometimes you are seeing the situation or observe situation that the most critical impact or threat was happened during out of working shift. So you are dealing with the situation that your analysts are coming to work and they can see some critical issues, some alerts within the system. But there is no coverage 24/7, no shift overlapping. So also this is the trigger that you can use. And also you can show based on the maturity assessment that you can run regularly with your team to show your top management that how far you are in the maturity of Security Operational Center. So it is really, let's say, good to know these triggers. But most important trigger that I see that works is to show to your, let's say, management or top management some of the real examples what can happen when you do not invest properly in the Security Operational Center. And I am talking about the people, about technology, and about the processes. So when I switch to technology, because I am representing poor software company, Microfocus, and as I mentioned, most important product that represents and can be used for security operational center, let's say, capabilities is ArcSight. I would promote or maybe stress these three most important things that I see that customers should think about. First of that is simplification. It means that when you are establishing some new security operational team, or you have the team and people are changing because of, I don't know, the career plan and so on, you have to be sure that what technology are you using is really simple to be used by any kind of person, whether this person is coming from the network side, whether this person is coming from the development, or whether this person is purely the security guy. It has to be really, really easy to use. The second point is analytics. It means that the tool has to be able to analyze these data and when you will grow. It means that currently maybe you are able to deal with, in terms of CM, we are talking about gigabytes per day or about even per second. So maybe you are able to deal with 5,000 EPS per day, but you can grow and you will connect more information, more data into the system. So you have to be sure that you have a right tool for analytics. Also, it's good to mention that your tool is open for the integration with other components and with other tools. So openness for the innovation and openness for the integration with other systems. When I look at on this, let's say, the current, we should talk about the 5G generation of Security Operational Center. We started with the first generation, like a log management that collect all of these data and analyze these data based on the simple searches. Right now, Microfocus is investing a lot into the big data analytics capabilities. So we invest a lot of time of our R&D to implement and to integrate Vertica Big Data Analytics tool into our ArcSight portfolio to be able to analyze the mass of data with the speed. Also, we accommodate the solution that is based on the Kafka message bus, and this solution is able to deal with more than 1 million of events per second, and also for many of our products, we introduce the capability to be deployed based on the Docker and Kubernetes containerization. If we are talking about the technology, it's good to, let's say, show to your team that it's neat and to have everything under control. It means that from one single page, it's great to have the contextual perspective, whether your devices that you have connected to Security Operational Center are still running, are still sending logs and events. In case any problem is there, it's the best way to manage everything from single screen. And also when your infrastructure is expanded, it means that you have, for example, new application server, or you implement some other devices in your infrastructure. You can just from this layer to deploy new collectors or connectors that is responsible to collect all of these events and log into the centralized CM solution. If we are talking about 5G Security Operational Center, what I saw during my visits of customers, sometimes they forget to continuously measure. All of these capabilities can be on place. It means a log collection, some compliance report, primary, let's say the goal, like detect suspicious behavior of the user, or some some infrastructure, but they forget to let's say review whether everything is running. And it relates to the technology. It relates to the people, whether these people are trained for let's say new skills, new capabilities of the tools. So when we switch to, let's say, third most important pillar for Security Operational Center deployment success, it's a process or processes that related to how to operate Security Operational Center. And I pick up the most important process that is within the operation of Security Center, the triage of the process. It means that you are getting all data in the raw format. As I mentioned, it's good for your team when they got the business context. It means that if there is the information who is the username or user that is communicate with the server or calling to VPN device. And when these data that is easy to read are correlated with some rules engine, then there is a phase of the triage. And it's automatically sent to, let's say, your layer 1, layer 2 of the analysts. Why I choose or pick up this slide, because many times the person are calling for some solution that these data will be, let's say, compliance with the GDPR. So we have also the solution that put the trust into all your data based on the format preserving encryption. It means that the original name or original username or email or the name of some ID will be encrypted by a way that that will help you to analyze these data. And it's completely different when someone will, let's say, help you with the encryption, and the encrypted format will be completely unreadable. So, last slide, I think that I am slightly behind the scheduling. 5 mistakes that I believe that it will be maybe the top takeaways from my presentation. Don't forget, when you are operate Security Operational Center and want to develop or increase the Security Operational Center, get some sponsor that helps you to have a strong position in your organization. Please do not trust that all machines or CM solution will help you to solve everything. It means that there will be some magic box that helps you to fix or find all threats. There are still need of skilled person that help you. It's a most important, and sometimes I saw this big mistake from the management. And also the big, let's say, issue that I saw many times is that the same people are operating, for example, application servers, taking care of the servers, machines, firewalls, and so on, and they are doing the administrative task of Security Operational Center. So this is last slide from my side. I hope that you get some, let's say, the takeaways from my presentation. I did not, let's say, deep dive on what ArcSight and the solution that we are using for developing the Security Operations Center with our customers. But if so, my booth is next to these doors, so you can visit our booth and we can deep dive how we can help you with Security Operational Center development. Thank you for your attention.